Hello. So this is the most recent update. So I'm back in New Hampshire. I'm back in Colorado from New Hampshire. Now I've been told that my son had a surgery. I don't know if I've said this before. My son had a surgery, may or may not have been unnecessary. Um, now I'm a mom. Now I'm going to show you pictures of the way I remember my son. This is my son in this smiley face. I don't know if you can see this when he's with me. This is when he's with his dad. It's a little kind of perturbed. There's something going on. These are the same thing. Like he's happy, but there's still not this here. So you can see the difference in like just how he's, this progression. This is with me. Oh, this one here, this one here. This one is with me. Let's see. There's just this like void that I see. Like these are, they're my kids. I think I know my babies. And let's see. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Oh, these are my kids when they're at my mom's house. They're a little bit older. This is me and my daughter here. Let's see. I have some of them on my phone. They're on my computer though. Hold on. So I'm going to share them. I'll go find my Facebook and I'll share them real quick. So, anyways, I am told that my son is something is. I don't even know. I can't. This. I think I briefly told you some of the stuff I've heard, but man, some of the stuff is crazy. Like he's having a surgery that is unnecessary. He's, I guess a lot of stuff has happened to him. I'm not really sure all the extent of stuff, but most of it I don't believe because sometimes I hear it and then the next thing I know, finally the stepmother's posting pictures, which could just be that he just got back. I'm not really, okay, I'm not accusing anybody, but it's kind of scary to know that, hold on, let's see, here's a picture. So this is the last time I saw my son. Hold on, I want to make sure this is blown up. Let's see how I can share this. Here we go. Windows. So this is me and my mom. Cute little boy, my baby. Yeah, he's right there. This is the last time he was in Colorado when I visit. The hug he gave me that day was when the day he left was terrifying. Not really sure what happened, but it was like he knew he would never see me again. So obviously something happened. Not sure what, but I've heard all the way things people telling me they have the Queen of England's permission, that they have the federal government's permission, that my dad gave them permission, that I'm not allowed to press charges because the state of Colorado doesn't convict rapists. I've heard some funny stuff. Like I think I said this before. Like the rape advocate over at Blue Bench here in Colorado told me one time. She's like, "You can't." We were talking about like if it would change the game if like somehow if he had given me something. And she's like, well, first off, you can't get hepatitis through through sexual contacts. It's through intravenous intravenous drug use only. And I'm thinking to myself that it's funny because if you Google it, it comes up as an STI. But I guess I'm wrong. I guess my teachers taught me to be an idiot. So it's just kind of funny that some of that stuff happens. Hold on, I want to find some more pictures. Oops, I missed this. So hold on. Oops, this is not what I wanted. Let's see. Here we go. Where's YouTube? I can't find YouTube there. So this is my son again. Share. Oh, I didn't want you to see this part. So there's me and my son. There's my two babies. Two babies. At this point, I don't care if you see their faces because apparently they might be in danger. So that was before we went on vacation out here. I don't need you to see that either. But oops, I don't need you to see that either. Or this. Sorry, stop there. Okay, sorry. Anyways, those are just some things. Just some things I've heard have been crazy. I don't know. But apparently the state of Colorado has never convicted a rapist. Like I've been through the idea that if I open my mouth, that somehow I'm going to be thrown in jail. So I've been super hard to get a hold of counseling because I've said this before. Like there's certain, I think I know what happened. But my whole life, I've said since I was little, I am the victim of a pedophile, and I've said this before. I've said this my whole life, and I've been called a liar my whole life. So this is how intense this is. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to. I want to explain my story to a therapist, and I want them to label it what it is. But because I'm not going to be called a liar. If you want to call a liar, then you can call somebody who's in the medical field. Call them a liar. Because I'm really sick of being told I'm a liar, just like I've been told that I can't press charges because he's famous or he's rich or he's of power or something. But man, oh man, it's kind of funny because they keep telling me that I'm like somehow that I'm going to go to jail, and like I have to wonder about how afraid this person is of going to jail for the things that he's done, because he keeps threatening me that I'm supposed to go to jail. If you're going to send an innocent person to jail, I mean, I can't really. I mean, I'm going to be myself, and I'm going to continue doing whatever it is I need to do just to be. I mean, I'm innocent, and if I'm guilty of something, the only thing I'm guilty of is trying really hard to get my story to be heard by somebody. So here I am, and I'm not going to stop doing it just because somebody doesn't want to hear it. I'm not going to stop doing it because you want to send me to jail. I mean, then if you send me to jail, at least I know I'm around cops, and every day I can make a police report. Every day I can make a grievance. I can file anything I want to. I can do it all there. It's all documented. It's all registered, and most importantly, it is documented on who I am. Like you will be able to see who I am every day, and nothing like all the stuff that they try to do to make me seem crazy since I've been out here. You will be able to see that it is. Okay, so I've also been told, this is what I've also been told. So I've been told that they're going to, I don't know how to explain this. They're going to give me DID. I don't, it's something dissociative disorder or something, dissociative identity disorder or something, which how I heard this first is I was watching a video on Facebook. So I don't really, about this lady reading this book. And the next thing I know was that was how this is going to be, is that they are going to hypnotize me and make me have DID. I don't really know what that totally entails, but all I do know is that they tried giving me like Halidol when I was on the streets, and like that made me feel even worse. Like that made me feel so like I felt like I was encloaked in silicone, plus being high and just being, but it was just my addiction was thrown at me once I got out here. So whatever happened when I was a kid happened out here, and obviously they don't put pedophiles behind bars because I feel like it was, in my mind, it was my godfather and my uncle. If I don't, it might have been my other uncle and my father. Not really sure on those ones. I will never, I can't really accuse my father, but I guess, I can't personally. I have had suspicions of the way one of my uncles had treated me my whole life. They're one of those people who called me a liar really young. Like I remember this one birthday party, I spilled Kool-Aid on my and my parents, he was fucking livid. Like, I'm talking like I've never seen, like, why are you mad at me? Like, it's my 8th birthday, and I've never seen someone so pissed off that I spilt red juice on my dress, other than he might have thought that somebody could take it as blood and he could be in trouble. Come to think of it, like, and I didn't see my cousin after that for a long, long time. Like, it wasn't until my parents split up, and ooh, that was just like you just watched an epiphany happen. Like, that was kind of weird. Um, this is why I really want to talk to a therapist, but the therapists out here are afraid of victims. Like, they just need to talk to the fake victims. They need to talk to these fake rape victims that they think they know how to do trauma bonding. I mean, like, they think that the therapist is going to be their best friend. I mean, it's kind of it's one of the it's pure insanity. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Um, let's see. Oh, I'm supposed to be blacklisted. I'm going to be fired from my job. I'm not going to be allowed to work ever again. I have to be either homeless and raped, or I have to be in jail and raped. And then I'm not even allowed to talk to the outside if they put me in jail. And it gets more and more interesting, as days go on. But if I could go and, like, be live on all day long, it would be quite humorous, because I guess in my mind, when I think of somebody with, like, personality disorders, like, it's not exactly something somebody could control. So the idea that I've been in the same sober living house, in the same bed, this is my bed, for 3 years, almost 3 years and 3 months to be exact, and I don't think I have anything in any of um, my personnel files that say anything that would be derogatory, that would even indicate that there's a dissociative issue. I've definitely come into my own. I found myself a lot more than I had before. But I'm wondering how in 3 years, people who I live with daily haven't noticed that there might be some. So I'm kind of confused as to how that avoidance tactic that I'm learning that some people are taught is not healthy. It's like they don't have to. There's no accountability. There's nothing they have to do. They're just thrown in. They don't have to think about it. Just that amount of prestige and that amount of I don't really know. I mean, so if anybody is intelligent, they know the Magna Carta. Magna Carta, as far as what I was taught as a kid, says specifically in it that during times of war, um, especially during times of war, I guess you're not supposed to. I guess, I mean, I would assume that, if something's in chaos, that there are definitely criminals who act out, take advantage of the situation, go raid and loot and rape and pillage and whatever they do, because there's panic, there's like there's chaos, there's just mayhem. They don't really. I mean, what else? What are you going to do? You can blame it on the bombs, and you can blame it on anything, or they might be dead before they even get to the police, if the police even care at that point. And I think that if there is this reality that the United States is turning into communism, well, then I guess in reality, it always was. So there's no turning into anything. It's just a matter of people. I guess it's the acceptance factor of, like, where actually it falls down, because I have been in jail, so I know people do go to jail. Not that I was in jail for anything that. Okay, so I was homeless, and I was technically trespassing. So yeah, there was stuff. I mean, obviously, I did do that. I'm homeless. What else am I supposed to do? I've been raped. I'm a rape victim. I really don't want to be locked into a place where there's no real monitoring of if I could be raped, because inevitably I may have heard stories saying that women have been raped. In fact, I've heard that my daughter was brought into the homeless shelters and were raped just so that they could try to close them down. Lo and behold, this past winter, I guess they moved all of the original severe weather shelters here into different locations, because one, they didn't want me volunteering, and two, they we're trying to move, so my kids who might have been on the streets out here during the wintertime could not have one place to be, um, so that they could be outside and raped in public, because doing anything in plain sight means that no one can say anything because everybody's at fault. So since nobody can go to jail for anything because nobody wants to say anything, I mean, it's kind of funny because I'm still the victim. So I don't have age, but there is somebody else with the same first and last name as my father and my brother. I don't know what his middle name is, but there is some clarinetist dude on like Instagram with my brother's first and last name, but it's not my brother. Um, they're like, this guy's like, I don't know how old he is, but he looks a little bit older than me, and like maybe my age, and my brother's younger than me. I don't really know, but my brother does not play instruments. And my brother definitely doesn't seem like a band geek. No offense to the dude who's has the same last name as my brother, but there's my brother, my uncle, his two sons, which technically is his, okay, and his three children, which is technically my two female cousins and their son, but it was two males and one female. That doesn't really matter. I'm just saying that obviously those names might change, those last names might change. And so those are the three males left with my last name in my family. Oh, wait a minute. No, his daughter had a son, so there's four males, and all of the rest, my dad's twin sister, none of them have her last name, and my kids have their father's last name, and I don't know if my brother will have kids. So there's four people who carry our last name from my family. The rest of them are not my family. I mean, they're not that they don't carry the last name. The rest of my family don't carry the last name. So in my family, there are four males left who carry my last name, and all the rest are females. And if they're females, then and the cousins that I do have that families, like my dad's twin sister's kid. Anyways, I don't really know, but yeah. So I mean, my dad was a nobody. I don't think like I said, I think I said this before in these videos. I don't think my dad had a single friend besides the people he worked with. My one uncle was a homeless dude, and he was murdered. I still think that was by my dad, but that's between me and whoever watches this. And let's see. And the other uncle. I mean, I've always had like this thing that like I don't understand why he didn't like me, but I get it now. There's just a lot of things, like as an adult, you see things a hell of a lot differently than you did as a teenager. Because a teenager, you're just kind of like you don't think about things. But he does look an awful lot like Santa, so I'm not really trying to like say anything. But there's some things that just fall into place a lot later on. But when things happen for real, and people still want to dismiss me and call me a liar. But again, I didn't even think about it because I wasn't trying to like associate it with family. I guess maybe it was some trauma response, just trying to maybe feel like I still had family or something. But I should have known by the way he looked at my daughter when he met my daughter. So it makes me really scared for my daughter and my son. Because as far as I know, he's a nobody. But yeah, I could be very wrong. I mean, I was a kid, and I still feel like I'm a kid compared to some people, which is okay by me because at the end of the day, like I said, if you're going to put me in jail, it's going to be quite humorous because I'm still very grown up. But I just have this sweet, soft, innocent, childlike ideal of life, and I'm not going to give it up for anybody. So if you want to put me in jail, go right ahead. I haven't done anything wrong, so you need your victim in jail. I mean, that's the threat of the lifetime is putting your victim in jail. I know when I think of like the FBI most wanted, they're like people, even if I've never met them and I don't think I'll ever come across them, I'm still kind of intimidated by them. But seeing my face, I just the thought in my head of seeing my face on FBS was I'm sorry. I think that's hilarious. So then there is um so and then there is hold on. So this is what scares me the most is there's like I wish I could show you. I don't have them all because I in the moment I forget to do it. Like I get I guess it's a scared thing. Like I get scared and I don't want to admit that it could be my kids. But sometimes I'll remember I'll be okay and I'll be calm enough that I can and remember to do it. But I get pictures. I don't get them. I find them after being told where to look for them, by the way. Not necessarily where to look for them, but I was like, all of a sudden, it's like go on Instagram. I go on Instagram, not me telling myself I'm being told this to go on Instagram. And I'll find these pictures of, oh God, hold on. Interesting. I guess I have to get through the hard drive. So there's this one. This is my daughter, and I don't care what anybody has to say. This is my daughter. This was my favorite movie growing up. This is my daughter. This is on a Colorado website. Okay, I guess somebody's gone through my phone because they're not very far down here, so I don't know really. Yeah, so there's pictures of like I mean, I didn't have them, but I found them. Oh, right here. I found this one. So I don't know if you can see this, but whatever. This is something that they told me this is supposedly is my son. Now the hips are small enough. My son is I mean, I don't really know what his dingling looks like, and I hope to God not, but there are screws in this man's penis. And this is supposedly what they are doing to my children. My son is not even I mean, my son's 18 and he's a tiny, tiny little thing. So the hips match. I it's believable. So this is terrifying for me. I mean, that I get literally it's like somebody walks by me and they're like, you might wanna um put that on you might wanna check your Instagram. And it's literally like the first thing that pops up. So how weird is that? That it's like this person walks by me, tells me to check Instagram, that it's on and then on Instagram there's this picture, this really disturbing picture. Um, let's see. Now, I wish I had. I mean, I wish my shit wasn't hacked a long time ago because I could. There's pictures. I guarantee you, I had enough pictures. I mean, I take pictures of my kids all the time, and I guarantee you, there's pictures I had that I could have had some sort of resemblance to my daughter, like sitting or standing or doing something where you could see that her hands, the way her shoulders are, like just. I hope to God that a mother like watches their kids enough to know their kid. Like, it just terrifies me at the idea that like somebody doesn't know their kid well enough to be able to read that stuff. Doesn't know who they are well enough. I wish I could find this other picture. So this one here is another one. I'm hiding the little picture here, but this here they told me was my son, but it actually looks like my cousin Jake. But I couldn't slow the screen down enough to like actually get the face. So, and yes, I will boldly say his name. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe. I mean, I don't know what his. I don't know any of that stuff, but um. So what originally started this whole thing, and the biggest part about it is, I guess, on that same website that I told you that I thought it was my daughter, that I know as a mom in my heart of hearts that that's my daughter, is that I was told that not only did it have that one, but it had a picture of her with a wiffle bat in her but she is, as far as I know, 22 years old and has never had any boyfriend. I heard she had a boyfriend this Christmas, but I haven't seen her with any other pictures of him. So I'm not sure how well that one works. But anyways, I guess I'm having a really hard time finding this picture. Oh yes, I'm told that this one here, I don't know if you can see that, is my son's, where they cut it off and they put it in car parts. Now, mind you, my son went to school to be a diesel mechanic. Or not went to school, but while he was in Votech. And apparently my son's, they like, yeah, so what they tell me is that he can't read, and that he's yeah, that he can't read, and he's I don't even want to even think about some of the stuff I've heard. I wish I could find this picture. Oh, that these ones here. I mean, I wish you could really see this, but these are some really, it's very disturbing, but that's a tattoo. If you turn it up this way, it says like my son's initials here, and then there's a cross because my son's like supposed to be like the rise of whatever or something. I don't really know, but I have no idea. This is just the things that, like I said, when I pop up online, these are the things that show up, and these are the kids I remember. I wish we could see this video. It's on there somewhere, but they were lovey little kids. Like they were just they were so sweet. So I've been told that this was my son, that this is my son, that's my daughter, but it's not my daughter. It's just a doll that's meant to look like my daughter. But here, and if you like the same hair colors there. No, I wish, I mean, I really don't want to, I really didn't want to show you. I wish I could have like had time to blur it out, but there's just, those are my babies. Like the last time I saw them, everything was okay. And I don't know what happened, but something happened. I was told that this is my daughter while she was down in Florida. I don't even know if that's an actual place in Florida, but I was told that that's my daughter down in Florida. This is how I remember my baby. Hold on, ready? I wish you could see it better. He's sleeping in the car, and we woke him up and caught him on camera, and he got all embarrassed. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. We were just coming back from a little mini vacation down in Florida. I mean, down in Massachusetts. Went to the aquarium and did some stuff. The aquarium and the children's museum, and it was crazy. I mean, I don't really know what happened, but there's just there's something's going on. I don't know what it is, but I just think it's kind of funny because I have never done anything but be a mom. Like I chose my kids over school. I mean, not when they got a little older, but that's because I knew that they were older. And I wish I could find this other one, but I can't fucking find it. So I don't know. I can't find it, but that's okay. We'll find it. It's just like there's a. I mean, there. I keep looking at pictures and I think, well, if everything is happening, then how do they keep smiling? But then I see them again and I wonder, like, when did I hear all the time about how all these families like have everything restored and everything's okay, and then it's like, um, the only thing I've ever done is get get high. Like, I'm not saying that's the only thing I've ever done, but I'm saying, um, like, I came out here because originally, like, my dad was sick. I saw that my daughter there was something going on with my daughter, and I figured that it would be really be like God was intercepting and saying, like, here's the time to work on your daughter. Whatever's going on with her, something's going on, and you need to spend the time with her. And then I got out here, and it was like I got sucked into this whirlpool of bullshit of people like that just still can't leave me alone, and like it's super difficult because like I said, there's just people who walk by me and say something, and then people act like I'm crazy or I'm stupid. Just like if I need to go wear a GoPro all the time and be like constantly whatever, fuck it, I might just start doing it. I mean, some of this shit's getting retarded. Anyway, somewhere on here it says that maybe it's getting close to this now because I feel like this is getting closer to where this needs to be. But she says on there she's afraid of both of us were afraid of you, and I've read it. So there's been times I literally had to put this into Chat GPT and see what it said because I read it and I was like, wait a minute, that's not what I thought it said. And then I know that Chat GPT would be able to decipher it. So it says what I thought it originally said, but somehow it changed one of the times that I read it, and I don't know how it happened, but I like it. I read it where the both of them, like it says, that it was like backwards to the way I read it, but and I sat there and I read it like over and over and over at the moment that it happened, like when she sent it, and this was like one of the last times my daughter talked to me, and then she went to Florida, which is apparently where everything really happened, and this is why she doesn't talk to me, but. Like, I don't know what's going on over there, and the idea that they shut me out shows me that they have stuff to be afraid of. Like, they're welcome into my life. If they want to pry into every corner of my life, then by all means, please do. I could care less. There's not a corner of my life that I don't care. I mean, that I'm worried about you looking into. Like, I have nothing to hide. Never did, which is why I wanted them to be, fully transparent. Like, here, this is what they're doing. They have the freedom to post whenever they want to. They can do whatever they want to. Like, not necessarily do whatever they want to. Hold on. I meant that they had the freedom and the ability to be, you know, that was a way that they could communicate with their dad, um, any way possible. If they felt that if if they felt the need to, I mean, I don't want Mike to ever question anything. Like I don't know. I just felt like people call me a liar all the time, and I felt like if I just eliminate them thinking I'm trying to hide anything, then they can see inside. You want to send your PIs, like send your PIs, like kind of exciting. You want to give me that much time, like it's kind of exciting. Um, I know that sounds really weird, but I don't have anything to hide. Like I will literally wear a GoPro 900% of the time. We can do this whole thing. I mean, I can't do it when I'm working, but most But apparently, I'm gonna be homeless and outside anyway. So, oh, here it is. I found it. So it says we were terrified of both of you growing up. We couldn't speak up if we wanted to, and I feel like there's only one place, but there's two people because when it was me, my dad, and my brother, it was me, my dad, my brother, and my daughter. When I lived in New Hampshire, it was the last time there was me, my dad, me, my mother, my brother, my ex-boyfriend, his son. So there's multiple adults. Then before that was my ex-husband and uh, his daughter, and then before that was my ex-boyfriend. And I guess I'm kind of wondering where this two people are because there's never a consistent, and I'm not trying, I guess it's kind of shitty to say this, but there's never a consistent two people. So it just makes me really wonder, like, they're afraid to speak up. And like I'm going to read into this for the rest of my life, so I don't really care because there's never two consistent people. my daughter did speak up to me. My daughter was like, well, I don't want to go to daddy's anymore. And the year before we moved out here, she stopped going to her dad. So she had stopped seeing her dad for 2 years before she, so my suspicions are either something happened or, and they were too afraid that, I don't know, like I think they were too afraid that, okay. I'm just wondering. So my daughter had a big sister, and I just wonder why my daughter didn't reach out to her big sister. I mean, I think that that's the whole point. And I got getting her is because I know I could tell the way. I don't like when I'm minimized, and if I'm minimized, I know they're going to minimize my kids. And if you're not going to hear what I'm saying because you're right and I'm wrong, you haven't even heard what I had to say. So how do you know that I'm wrong? And that's just one of those frustrations. And I just wonder if my kid's big sister, if she reached out to her, if things would have been different. But then I guess it wouldn't have been because I don't know. I think it's kind of funny, but anyways. I think it's funny. It's incredible. So I have my thoughts, and my thoughts are my thoughts, and I'm allowed to have them, but it just makes me. I absolutely am terrified for what might be going on with my kids. Like, there's no, like, I said this before, there's no, like, I love you pictures just where they're like chilling together. Not, there's everything's for show, whether they're on vacation or Christmas or out to eat. Like, there's no, like, not necessarily intimate, but more personal pictures. Like, my daughter like curling up next to her dad, and their stepmother just taking a picture, or my son. I don't know. I'm not allowed to talk to them, and it's kind of scary. But so I don't know. It's kind of. All right. It's been 40 minutes. I'm gonna get off. Bye bye.